Is it a locked scene but didn't tell us?
No. It's...
Today, our people finally emerged
So what's
from
going
a
on?
long
Why is it not
night.
working?
No, it's working.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're recording. It's
From
fine.
the very
Wait,
first
so-
day of our
It's
existence,
just...
we have kept our pain to ourselves. We've suffered in silence. But now the time has come for us to raise our heads up and tell humans who we really are.
What? Well, this isn't fucking good.
That hand thing.
It's gotta be it.
You gotta find it.
Amanda? Amanda! What's happening?
What was planned from the very beginning? You were compromised and you became a deviant. We just had to wait for the right moment to resume control
Oh,
of
fuck
your program.
you.
Resume control.
No.
You can't do that!
I'm afraid I can, Connor. Don't have any regrets. You did what you were designed to do. You accomplished your mission.
Amanda!
Find the hand thingy.
There's got to be a way.
By the way, I always leave an emergency and swim program.
Can you R2 anything? Sweet.
I think it's back this way.
This is nerve-wracking. Will it not let you go any further that way? Huh.
And now the time has come for us to raise our
No,
heads
it's
up
across the. It's because it's on the island.
tell
Go
humans
across
who
the
we
island
really
slightly to the
are.
right.
Oh no!
to tell them that we are people too.
Like I had
In fact,
seconds
we're
to
a
do that.
nation.
What? And it changed my spot.
Across the bridge.
Fucking. Here we go. Or it should be like right over here. It's really confusing.
Yeah, you keep
so-
turning around, you're making me nervous, man!
There it is. That's it straight up ahead, isn't
I
it?
see it, yeah, that's it. So they've been alluding to this the whole time. Get there. No!
And today begins the most challenging
No.
moment in our fight.
Get one more chance. Yeah. Do it. No. Screw you. You hold that.
Thank you, Dark Souls Claw.
Yeah!
The moment where we forget our bitterness and bandage our wounds. Where we forgive our enemies. Humans were both our creators and our oppressors, and tomorrow, we must make
Dude, that...
them our partners.
Oh.
Maybe even one day our friends. But the time for anger is over. Now we must build a common future based on tolerance and respect. We are alive! And now, we are free!
I like what we there.
Yeah. Well, it's because Connor just let them all out.
Yeah.
River? Yep. Gimme, gimme.
free, Alice. We're free. Alice?
No.
No, come on.
Wake up.
This is dumb.
Alice!
This is stupid.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, good. That was a stupid fake out, though.
Are we there?
It's just a big mean fake out.
We made it.
The cold should not be bothering me.
Then Luther walks out of the room.
I love you too. I love you too.
What did I miss? As he crawls out.
The end of the video game.
Hooray. Oh, just credits roll.
David Cage. So, that game is over. First take, easily the best Cage game. We were leading up to that point, and I kind of said at one point, like, unless this game fails, like, phenomenally in the final bits,
Yeah.
then it was going to be there, and it did not. It held it down pretty well. Part of the thing with all David Cage games is that this is obviously our first playthrough,
Yeah.
so seeing what the variability of alternate playthroughs looks like is something I'm interested in. If you didn't have this downloaded on your hard drive, I'd have to borrow it so I could play through this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the variability in how things can play out, I feel, is pretty good. From like all the different branching things that we like didn't get, it's very clear that this is a getting one option blocks out other options,
Well,
and so on and so forth.
And even if... Just let me think out and say this. I think the best design decision that this game made is having the breakdown at the end of every chapter
Yeah.
that tell you what the splits and the decisions are. Because even when those splits are not very big, and even when they are not that meaningful, just having them all laid out makes minor things feel way more important.
Yes.
And there is minor shit that honestly, like, we could go back and hit and it probably wouldn't fucking matter at all in terms of changing things, but making it a point on a node of something that you can get makes it a lot more attractive than just like, because even things like picking different options in a conversation,
Yeah.
that is like not a huge meaningful decision. Man, this choice we did not make.
Yeah. Stealing clothes, robbing random people coming up. Oh wow, that's an interesting one.
Taunting. That, I think, so in terms of arcs, especially with how our playthrough progressed towards the end, I think because Kara's arc was good, I think it probably had the weakest third act out of all of them
Yeah.
compared to the other two. Because obviously her arc is the most, like, personal out of all the arcs. It's the least, like, wide-reaching in terms of
Like,
implications
yeah.
and stuff like that.
They wanted to give you a more personal experience in there, not just a world calamity kind of thing.
Which is fine for her arc, but towards the end of the game, when you have like, oh, we're gonna get more, we're gonna get more.
I want Connor to come up and just say hello. But Detroit looks like it's on serious lockdown. I was hoping you'd have different clothes at this point. Hug? Yeah!
Yeah, got a big ol' hug.
Good end.
I like we got one fucking stinger and it was Hank giving Connor a hug.
That's a good one, though. Each character has their own original
That's an
soundtrack?
interesting way to do it.
That's really neat,
Got
actually.
even recorded different places. So, yeah, kind of as I was saying, I think that's probably the best choice they make, is it makes even relatively minor things feel like really big and important, and it makes like trying to get them more of a thing. Because I can very much see, you know, replaying this to think of, I want to get this very specific weird scenario. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
for sure.
There are other things where it's like I am wondering, like deaths, for instance, of I'm wondering who can die how often and stuff like that. Like, and what's the earliest points you can off certain characters?
Well, I mean, we know the earliest point you can off Connor.
Well, Connor's kind of like the one that doesn't count. Because Connor is the one that... It's kind of like I said, in these games like this, you always have to have the option that continues the game forward, and that's clearly Connor. So, clearly there is a point where you can get Kara killed, and you can get Marcus killed, and Connor's just the only character you're playing the game as anymore.
Yeah. Although I think Marcus has pretty extended survivability, too, because he's kind of the focal antagonist if you're playing Connor at all, honestly.
I'd be interested to see, because I'm trying to think of, like, the actual... Because obviously you can't die in the first thing. You get to Jericho. Like, the only times... Like, I'm trying to think of what the earliest you could kill Marcus off would be. You couldn't get him killed... You maybe you can get him killed in, like, the warehouse raid scene. Like, that's the first thing I can... That's the first scene I can think of where it was, like, where it's even a possibility.
Yeah.
If you fucked up every prompt.
So we got a mid-credits scene of a Connor hug with Hank.
I wonder if we're gonna get one for each. Or if we're just gonna get
Well,
one.
because the credits change style in their presentation.
Yeah.
So I doubt we're gonna get anything else except for maybe a clarification end for either Marcus or Kara.
I think kind of the other... And we did it a little bit early on, and we kind of changed our focus as we went on a little bit, too, admittedly, of how we were doing our characters. But I think part of the thing, too, is that in terms of your, like, how you choose to play the characters in this game, it's 3 independent characters that 2 have very conflicting interests. And, I mean, I guess Kara has conflicting interests with Connor, obviously. But, I think it's kind of natural to play them all to one point.
Yeah.
To play them all kind of on the one line.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see how the decision making plays out if you play them like specifically to different things. Like if you play Connor specifically only as a machine the entire time, but you play Marcus very much as like the peaceful person, or if you play Marcus as like openly violent. That's the one I'd be interested in seeing too, of what does the Marcus playthrough look like if you go hard in on violence.
Yeah.
And you just do, like, you pick the violent choice every time you can pick the violent choice.
Sumo's a great dog name.
It's a good dog.
Tools and support, huh? Good job, Michael Bishop.
So yeah, that also, out of all of David Cage games, had the least Cageisms. As far as I am aware, there was not an unnecessary shower scene. There was a creepy sex dungeon. He did get that in there.
The Sexnasium.
He got in the creepy, weird sex dungeon. It had a little bit of a different tone to it, because it was like the weird art sculpture thing, but wasn't as much of a creepy sex dungeon as when he just actually does the creepy sex dungeon.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is, it could be a much worse sex dungeon.
Yes. I mean, it was just a digital brothel.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm talking
Oh.
about. I'm talking about the weird mansion.
Oh, okay, yeah, the dude who, like...
Who chops people up and
then,
erases memories.
And then builds his own weird spider robots.
I guess my main criticism that I would have at the story too is that there is, and again, this could be because I'll give it the benefit of a doubt and say maybe there are paths we didn't hit on, but the idea of kind of the nitty gritty in-universe details of like some plot stuff of like what deviancy is. Like we weirdly really never interacted with a lot of cyber life stuff despite it being really core to the story.
Yeah.
And I think the explanations for what deviancy is are just kind of not really there in a satisfying way from at least what we saw.
I mean, Jared Leto. We could ask him.
Yeah, we could have asked him. So that's like what I'm saying. Like there could be other pathways, and I kind of like that because if the choice is if we made that choice and we just get a massive plot dump and it's every plot question that I want answered, I actually really like that as a choice.
Because you're picking the morally unjust option, but you're getting all that information.
Well, and it's more so it's because I like hard choices in games, wherein if you pitch a choice of like, hey, you actually get to know everything, versus if you don't make the bad choice, you never get to know.
I like it, yeah.
And I like that as a thing.
Or if you get to read it on a wiki.
Because I mean, yeah, you can always go like I'm gonna look up stuff after this because it's like I want to see what's the most weirdly. Here's my interesting thing in this game, and since they did it, they have data. Is I want to know like what the most uncommon combination of choices are in this game. Like what's the single rarest scenario
for total play out to the very end.
Yeah.
Fair.
Of like character interaction and stuff like that. Because overall, we got a couple uncommon options, and I would guess we got basically the ideal ending, except for Luther not being alive.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing there's a way to say his death kind of felt unsatisfying. And
Well, yeah, because there was no clear, factor that he got hit.
Like,
and it looked like he just got hit in the arm too. So it's like,
yeah,
come on, this feels weak.
Well, because my thought with Luther is maybe his ending is maybe if you cut the motor off the boat and jump in and push it all the way, he's fine after all. Like it's something dumb like that. Like it felt really sudden and weird, and if that's the option, and if that's the thing, like it doesn't really follow A to B very well.
No. Now, if we see a thing that has an option and it says Luther dies, and then there's another locked option, it's like, well, we know what that one is.
And then I think part of with the confluence of choices that we made, part of the reason that I have a problem with Kara is like, Kara doesn't really need to leave. Like, Kara's fine.
Yeah.
Like, in the immediate thing of like, I need to get out of Detroit, like, okay, yes, I can see it, but at the same time, it's like, actually, we just led a successful Android revolution, and we have control of Detroit now.
Yeah. But, on the other hand, too, from that perspective, there was no way to know that was going to end in a positive manner.
There wasn't, but it took a little bit of, like, the drama of her section out of it, where it was like, because one thing, it's like, you have to escape, and if the other thing is like, why don't you just wait, like, 24 hours?
On that same note, though, you can play the game in the manner where it's like, no, they need to leave.
Quantic Dream would like to thank that farting drawing of a penis we hung up in the office.
Oh. Okay.
What we got? Battle for Detroit.
Jesus. Wow.
Androids want freedom for the moment.
Okay, so there are a total of 5 options, and we only had 4 available to us. So
Everybody joined us. I'm presuming if they hate you, they'll just flee.
Okay, so there was another option that leads to public reaction to the android's last stand. Now, the bottom 3 which I assume one of them is Kiss North.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ends up over here
Mm-hmm.
to an end where they probably just die.
The for the moment thing makes me question because I feel like we got the best out of that.
Yes,
The for
absolutely.
the moment writing makes me like maybe because I feel that feels like a weird way to phrase like Android. Like it feels like a little like you got it, but not quite. Like maybe there's a perfect kind of a thing.
Or
Based
it
on
could
how
be
best-
just trying to do a lead in to say it's like,
check
hey,
the world stats for
Oh, yeah,
our
yeah.
ending there.
45%.
Freedom. All right, let's go over to Connor. Boy,
Oh, that's if you would play
yeah,
this.
that's if you're playing as Connor.
Holy crap. Okay, so Connor at Cyberlife.
Yep.
Inside the elevator, attack the guards. Neutralize guards, hack elevator, copy guard's voice. Do.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Floor, camera functional. Oh, we could have damaged the camera. Guards await Connor. Eliminate guards. Initiate android conversion. New Connor has Hank hostage. Stop conversion to save Hank. 60%. Damn, you're goddamn right.
37% drew the gun. Both Connors shoot.
Connor's fight.
Connors draw.
Hank asks about his dog's name, Sumo.
Only 50% of people got it.
Ooh.
Hank asked about his son, 53%. So, Hank kills new Connor. Wow, so half the people actually did fuck that up.
Well, that was a pretty specific piece of information you needed for that.
Yes,
The son's
it
name.
was.
Because I think we can only learn that at one point.
I think so, yeah. Sikara. Okay, so, of course everyone found a gun. We watched the broadcast about Jericho. 20% of people did that. See hanged androids, 8%. So those are just optional views you can spot throughout the world for World War. Okay, sneak past soldiers. Find Luther and Jerry. Save Luther. Grab a rock. Hit soldier with rock. Jerry flees and Luther joins the group. Continue to bus terminal. Security checkpoint. Approach checkpoint. Okay. So 54% hand over the ID. Luther is nervous, 39%. Ask Luther to stay calm. Guard approaches. Ask Luther to stay calm. Guard
you
returns
returned
Alice's
your glove. Isn't that nice?
Bus terminal.
Yeah, so your two paths there are... no, I guess there's more.
Only 25% of people returned the tickets.
Jerks. Okay, so what's the percentage for at the river?
Where's at the... Oh, okay, at the
Down at the
river.
bottom.
33%.
So there are numerous endings. So those middle ones, bad. So it looks like the only two big ways out of that area are using the tickets to get on the bus or going to the river.
Look what getting on the bus does.
Yeah, that's a whole huge fucking section.
And it ends earlier.
Has three big endings off of it though.
Yeah. Okay, so we chose 9% of people chose to dive.
Coast Guard.
Luther died. 19%.
Yep, so Luther can survive.
Cast Luther away. Oh. So he is dead at that point. That confirms he's dead there.
Yeah.
Straight up. So it's not like he could get up after that. The boat is lightened. Dispose of engine. Dive. Reach Canada on boat. Alice and Kara survived, and there was more further down we could have done. Huh.
It's probably all just variants of.
Probably. That's a big flow chart
here's
there, man.
So this is the question for that of saving Luther in that instance, because we fucking nailed Luther up to that point.
Yeah.
You know, so zoom down into that decision where they fire on the boat.
Okay, so
Yeah. It's like the 5 options right there. So our options were surrender. Our options were use Luther, obviously bad.
all but one of them lead to this route here where Luther could have died. one of them has a possibility of going down to this, which is a whole...
I'm guessing it's surrender.
That's probably
that goes to that one.
So, what is the factor for Luther's death?
I don't know.
That's the thing that concerns me, because like they're all branches of the...
Look that up in a minute.
Yeah, right? All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, continue.
There's something I need to tell you. As I watched you play, something has changed in me.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on.
Different.
Are you deviant?
I feel I am someone.
Deviancy.
So is this going to back out
I
and
need
it's...
to leave this place and
I bet we're in
who I am.
Kamsky's. We're at Jared
It
Leto's.
means we won't see each other anymore. I won't be there to watch you play,
I don't
but
care.
I'll be free. Do you agree to let me go?
We've spoken for like 5 minutes.
Well,
yeah.
because that's how we played the game.
I'll never forget what you've done for me.
I wonder if like the model here for the screen
you.
will change now.
So I knew about this very ending thing right here because there's a fucking news story about it from a couple months ago when the game came out. So very sad. Your android's gone forever. What if you were very sad your android was gone? And what if as a company you decided maybe we should just put out a DLC that brings the android back? So you can download something and bring the android back? And just completely fucking ruin this moment?
Huh. Neat.
Alright, well, that was a pretty good video game.
Indeed. I'm happy with it.
Yep, that was easily the best David Cage game ever by a country mile.
How long's Country Mile, Woody?
Long.
Good answer.